Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Awakening Hour podcast, where we dive deep into all things fifth dimensional, helping others heal body, mind, and soul. If you're ready to reconnect to who you truly are and step into your power and start living a life full of prosperity and in alignment, then you are in the right place. I'm your host, Jen. I'm the fearless leader at the Garden of Enlightenment. I'm also known as the Empire Heyoke. And I am doing my podcast today live for the simple fact that I went to log into the software that I use and everything was gone. So bear with me. We're doing things a little bit differently today. I feel like there's a lot of attacks happening, and I want to touch base on that. So with that said, I'm going to dive right in it. First and foremost, if you're new to the show, welcome. If you're an existing watcher or listener, welcome back. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Getting this information out is imperative, especially right now, and especially with the topic that I will be sharing today, which is, are you being manipulated, or are you the one that is doing the manipulation? I kind of started this topic on Monday's show, so please feel free to go back and view that. You can find it on YouTube and other, or my website, Instagram, Facebook. It's all up. So make sure that you check that out because it's a very important topic. Lots of things are going on. First, I'm going to see if I am live because as today has been going, who knows if I'm getting cock blocked. And I'm sorry, for some reason my camera wants to pull up my green screen. But you know what? I am just done with it, and I'm going to go with it. So let me make sure you can hear me. Yeah, you can hear me. And it played over my Bluetooth speaker. I have one viewer. Please make sure you drop a comment down below, as it doesn't show me who's on. So welcome. Today I'm going to dive right into the topic. It is June 2nd, 2021. And getting on today's topic about, are you being manipulated or are you manipulating? And wow, I even had something happen to me yesterday that was pretty enlightening, that I went to go watch a documentary that HBO did about the 17 movement. And 2 minutes in it was like all twisted on what the truth really was. And that was a form of manipulation, okay? They were talking about the quotes of the storm coming, and they opened it up with what happened at the Capitol. And that couldn't have been further from the truth for those who have followed the movement since the very beginning and know what the truth is. So this is another form of manipulation that the dark side is using. Now, this is not new, guys. This is something they have been doing for years upon years, only for the simple fact that they know how powerful this is and how your mind works. So manipulation tactics have been everywhere, and you may not be aware of it. And also, it is a learned behavior, so you may not be aware that you're doing it. But that example of what HBO did, they twisted the narrative, and we're seeing a lot of the twisting of the narrative right now happening in the collective to get people to think a certain way. Now, we see this in advertisements. We see this in the news articles, okay? How you write your line. And I know this because it's a marketing technique too. We have the way that your brain is structured. If you're not aware of how your brain works or what you're consciously aware of, the way that you phrase certain things gets you to click, gets you to some people don't even read the article, they just read the headline. But what we're seeing, I saw some posts this morning of people making that they're noticing that the headline that they may have posted 2 years ago is completely different for today. You test those things. So what we're seeing right now happening out in the collective is on the news, on the radio stations, the commercials they're playing, the DJs, the shows you're watching, even the people that you're talking to and following. This is happening in the spiritual community as well. And I have had personal experiences with people that I admired and that I really looked up to. And then I got to see a different side of them behind the scenes. And they were using that manipulation tactic. Now, why are they using that manipulation tactic? Well, it all stems down to feeding off on your energies, feeding off on the fear, your reactions, your emotions, to keep you disconnected from who you truly are, to keep you from thinking and researching the stuff yourself, that feeding off on the emotions, which, okay, let's talk about what emotions are real quick. Emotions are things that come up to the surface that reflect from a memory, a program. It goes against your belief system, all sorts of things. They pull on your heartstrings. So if you were somebody, and I used to be like this too, guys. I had no control over my emotions. I didn't even know what I was feeling on a daily basis. I was feeling fine, and fine just means fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. So I had no clue what my feelings were. But when I started to recognize that, the sadness, all those emotions that you may not be able to handle or come up to the surface do stem from a memory, a program, or something behind it. The only pure emotion that there is out in the universe is love. Okay, so, and there is a difference. You would be able, and love is different from infatuation as well. So, but it's a different type of feeling. It's something that you cannot control. So they're aware of this. They're aware that people are disconnected from their emotions. They're aware that people are disconnected from their higher selves. So they spit things out into the collective for people to get manipulated. You'll start to react. Now, I have noticed that they have upgraded the manipulation to a whole nother level. That's where my video came in on Monday, where I talked about I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic, and I started to notice these feeds, these commercials popping up on my timeline, and I didn't pay any attention to it, but I started to notice that subconsciously it started to steep into my conscious, and that is how that happens. So the manipulation tactics that they have been putting on have been going on, like I said, for a very, very, very long time. And it's with everything, the fashion, how you dress, the words you say. We see these younger generations coming up with these, words that we don't even know what the hell it means. I tell my son sometimes, I'm like, can't use that word. But it stems from how did it get out in the collective? How did it get into their mind? It comes from somebody that they're following, and that's how it starts. They start planting these seeds, and then it goes rampant. They're twisting the narrative big time. We can see this with the whole scamdemic that's going on, and I'm going to use keywords, so please make sure you read between the lines, because they're rampant. They're going to take down something. But the mask and not wearing a mask, if you are and you're not, the separation, in my opinion, racism, that's another form of manipulation that did not exist until the higher ups, the ones started to stream it into the collective and the people. For everybody who is against racism, well, if you are following into that narrative and you are believing it, even with the needle. That's racism, separation and divide. That is what they want you to do. And they're gonna get you to do that again by pulling on your emotional strings. Now, I said, that's all about if you're being manipulated. Okay. So, to sum up everything on that part, please make sure that you're pay attention. This is where mindfulness comes in, living in the moment and constantly checking in with yourself. And when those lower vibrational thoughts, the negative thoughts, the angers, the, depression or anything comes up, take a look at yourself. I speak truth to myself, especially when the drinking came in. I literally said, fuck off, like fuck off. Nope, that's not happening on my timeline, going on something else. Do whatever works for you, but make sure that you're protecting. But watch what you watch, listen to the radio, who you're talking to, who you're following. That even goes with the truthing community, the spiritual community, all of those things, because the veil is going to be even more lifted, and it's going to show the people who've actually been doing the work, or everybody who is all talk and no show behind the scenes. So be mindful of that. I really want to stress with that, because I see it happening a lot in the spiritual community, and some people are just not aware. Be mindful. Make sure you're shielding. Make sure you're grounding every day. Make sure you're asking for protection. Get into the attitude of gratitude. Change your diet. Flood your body with healthy fruits and vegetables, whole food nutrition. Do it all, guys. Go above and beyond. This is the time that you really need to do it, because they are amping up on their tactics. We're not done. The whole bullshit on that HBO documentary of the storm coming. You guys, it's about to fucking hit our shore, okay? Y'all have no idea what the storm is. And believe me, it's a storm. It's not. Is the storm pretty? No, this is a massive one. This is probably going to be bigger than Noah's flood. So, FYI, and everyone thought Noah was crazy. So I give no two shits. I don't care if y'all think I'm crazy. And anybody who doesn't resonate with what I have to say, you don't have to watch. So let's get back. Let's get on to, are you the one doing the manipulating? Okay. So manipulating, this is where I struggle big time, especially within my business, because the marketing is infiltrated with manipulation tactics. The way that you write things, say things, phrase things, you actually get your reptilian brain to go and buy something. Okay. The way you present things to your followers, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. Wow. That number means something to me, but, the way that you're presenting things to your followers, I'm seeing a lot of the bigger accounts and people who admire them big time, they're not behind the scenes. They're not practicing what they preach. Okay. And again, that is going to be shown. You're going to be able to see it. There's a lot of spiritual leaders out there who are using these manipulation tactics, changing the ways, keywords. Words hold power, and they are very magical. And if you are embellishing or switching around, and not just like being honest, painting the picture black and white, then that can also be a form of manipulation. So it's important that you be mindful of that and you check yourself. Guys, it's a lot of the times there are some people who are aware that they're doing it, and sometimes you're not aware of what you're doing. It all goes back into if you're checking in with yourself, if you're doing your deep soul work, what programs were instilled with you when you were younger, who were your parents, how were they? A lot of the people who are doing the manipulation tactics are ones that were manipulated. I'll be honest, I've had to check myself. I mean, even when I got into the business and the marketing and understanding how much, goes into pulling on people's emotions. If you guys haven't seen that show, Westworld, it's very enlightening. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's happening now. That's an insight of what's happening now. But the whole basis behind it was marketing tactics to see how people's emotions are so that they could purposely do something to trigger them to either follow, buy, or get in, all sorts of different ways. Good show. It's enlightening. I wouldn't be surprised if we have that stuff happening now. But getting back on I go on my rants, guys. I'll get back on my on topic now. So with the people who may not be aware that they are doing it, me, especially my abuser, my handler, he was a narcissist. He was very good at manipulation. So I've had to make sure that my beliefs, the way that I'm seeing, the way that I am talking, the way that I am presenting is not trying to, be manipulative. It's everywhere, guys. Like, it's in everything. So that's the whole part of this Great Awakening, is the self-realization of what's truly going on, what has been going on, and changing the ways. And again, that's why you're going to start seeing me more and more and more, because I have been holding back too much, and I'm being really pushed into stepping into my role. And my role here is to help other New Earth builders step into their leadership role. And let's start taking our jobs seriously and flipping this planet, because it's time. We are here to bring back ancient ways and ancient teachings, the way that it was meant to be before the corruption started so many years ago. So with that said, I have rambled long enough. Thank you, everybody who stayed on the show with me. It is greatly appreciated. As always, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I hope you liked this video. Let me see if I have any updates. So video days, I will be doing Mondays and Fridays. Wednesdays are for my podcast. I'm doing it live today because I don't know what the fuck happened to my podcast. When I logged in this morning, everything was gone. So I'm just going to go with it, but I'm also in the process of redoing things. I am transferring my website. So if you go one day and it looks completely different the next day, I'm bringing more and exciting things to you. I have a free workshop coming up June 18th, Creating the New Earth by Balancing the Divine Within. This is a 4-part masterclass that I'm bringing to you. It's one of my favorite ones to do, where I teach you the Empress Medicine Wheel and how to balance the 4 key areas of your life. So that's going to start June 18th. It's absolutely free to join. So make sure that you join the newsletter, follow, subscribe to my social media. I'll be making some posts shortly about that. I'm wrapping some things up behind the scenes and getting that ready for you. What else? I have a new one-on-one coaching program that will be coming to you in July, along with the Academy. Okay, so if, again, my role here is to help other New Earth builders and leaders step into their roles, and they may be struggling on the clarity of who they are. They may be an overachiever, workaholic behind me that has probably tried everything out there and hasn't gotten anywhere, but is really ready and looking for people who we got a planet to flip. That's all I got to say. It is time. So it's piss or get off the pot happened a couple of years ago. I kept saying that, and it's time we start stepping into our roles and not holding ourselves back, because that's what we came here to do. But I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Happy Wednesday. I'm going to get outside while it's sunny, because it's supposed to rain later, and get some things finished up for you guys. Much love. Have a beautiful day. Talk to you later. Where's my mouse? It's going to be that day where everything disappears.